Hey everyone, what up? Luke here from What Tech Review, here with a review of the HTC Arrive on Sprint. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the HTC Arrive on Sprint, and right now it's going for $199 with a new 2-year agreement. And this phone is Sprint's first Windows 7 phone. It has all the cool Windows 7 features and of course the live tiles, which I'll explain a little later. But you can see everything updating, and you have this nice format with Windows Phone 7. And this phone also includes a nice slide out keyboard. It's backlit, but it's not dark enough right now. And overall this is a really great phone. And this phone is packed full of a ton of features and has a really nice display and works really well. It includes a ton of great features such as Netflix, the HTC Hub, it has Sprint TV and movies, it has a bunch of stuff that's super useful, including the Microsoft Office suite and Xbox Live. So overall this is a really great phone. Just to go over the physical specifications of this phone, we have a 3.6-inch main display that's 800 by 400 WVGA capacitive touchscreen with multi-touch capabilities. It has an internal memory of 16 gigabytes, which is enough for holding movies and TV shows, music, stuff like that. Except you can expand like other phones, like most Android phones, where you can add a micro USB card. So that's a downside, but it's still a lot of room. This also has a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor, which makes this like a really snappy phone. And it's just very smooth and everything works really nicely. And it also has a 1500 milliamp lithium ion battery, which gives us about 6 hours of talk time, which is pretty good, and it can get out most of the day. So overall it's a great phone. On the front, as I showed you, we have our display as well as a universal back button from any app. So if you're in the Sprint app and you want to go back, you just hit the back button. Or if you're in another app, you can just hit the home button and it'll bring you back home. And along with that, we have a search key that'll bring you to Bing search. On the top, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack and the power button. On the side, we have a camera button. On the bottom, we just have a little mic hole. And then on the other side, we have a volume rocker as well as a micro USB port for charging and connecting to the computer. And finally, on the back of this phone, we have a nice metal brush backing with the Windows Phone logo, as well as a 5 megapixel camera with a speaker grill and a flash above it. And overall, it has a really nice physical design, and it just feels really sturdy and nice in the hand. It is a little bulkier than some other phones I've had because it is a pretty thick phone, which isn't too bad. I mean, compared to the Evo, it looks maybe the same or thicker than my Evo, but it is a nice small phone. But it does make up for its thickness with its nice full QWERTY keyboard with backlit display, which is really nice to have. And overall, it's just a really great phone. Okay, just to give you a little overview of the features, this phone is packed full. This is a great little smartphone, and it's once again the first with Windows Phone 7 on Sprint. On your home screen, you have live tiles that give you live updates. As you can see under the phone app, you can see that there's a little voicemail icon. And if I had people, it would show me people from Facebook as well as my accounts. And it'll just update you with things that are happening. And it's really nice. In addition, you can add tiles and delete them. Say I don't want Netflix anymore because I don't use it, I can just delete it. And if I want a camera on the home screen, I just hold it down and pin to start. I can move it around. So it's very customizable, and it works really well. Even in the settings, you can go change colors. If you don't like that blue, let's just put it portrait, we can go to theme, and we can change it to red. And then if we go back, all the main tiles that are built into the phone will turn red, and of course you'll have other ones stay the same. So just to go into some of the special features, we have things like HTC Hub, and once it loads up, This is HTC's specialized app. You can see featured apps. You can also look at the weather. If we go back, we can click on the weather and we can look at different places, the weather in different places. There's also the Sprint zone where it has Sprint recommended apps, Sprint news, little updates. Along with that, we have things like phone, people, messaging, Hotmail, normal things you expect. Internet Explorer, which is the web browser, which is very nice, and you have multi-touch zooming. We also have Xbox Live, where you can play Xbox Live games like here's Super Monkey Ball. As you can see, even the volume is now red. So it all looks really nice and the graphics are really good. So that all works really well, and it's very smooth and there's never any lagging in the games, and it's all really nice. We have calendar, pictures, we have our Zune, which is music and video, and you can also buy music and videos from the marketplace. As you can see, we can buy things here. Along with that, we also have the marketplace, and this is basically your app store or your Android market, and this is where you get all your apps and games, and it looks really nice. And as you might have noticed, all the apps have this nice kind of overlapping screen where everything kind of overlaps onto each other, and it gives it a really nice feel, and you have that turn whenever you go into a new app. So we'll just look at some of the applications, and once again we have our overlapping title at the head, and we'll just exit out of that for now. So along with that, we have Sprint's Telenav GPS. We also have other apps that they include from HTC, like the calculator or compass. I also have downloaded other apps such as Facebook. We also have things like maps where I can show you multi-touch more if I click on them. So here's Bing Maps, because of course this is a Microsoft phone, and it has that nice fog kind of disappearing when you zoom closer in. It has that fog effect, and we can just look at wherever on this map. Just takes a minute. So Bing Maps works really well, and it doesn't have voice navigation as you would expect in like Google Maps on an Android phone, but it does come with Telenav as I showed you, so you can get your voice navigation. We have Microsoft Office, where you can open Word documents, write them, edit them. And this phone is also the first one to include copy and paste. So if I just go into here and I want scrolling to be copied, I can copy that and say right over here I want to paste it. So I'll just hit the edit button and say after find stuff faster, I want to paste scrolling. There you go. It's really simple and easy to do. And once again, this is the keyboard here. So you have that nice clicky sound. And it's a pretty nice on-screen keyboard, and I like it a lot. But you also have this full QWERTY keyboard, which works really nicely too. And overall on this keyboard, we got really good typing speeds because it's really nice, especially with this full dedicated number row at the top, which was really helpful. And it also has extras like it has a screen for emoji cons and stuff that you can add, and it's really nice. So that's a nice feature. So overall, this phone includes all the basic features you want, and it's really nice. But there are still some things that need to be worked out in future updates that are made by Microsoft, especially landscape mode. In things like Windows or Internet Explorer, you can see landscape mode works perfectly. But somewhere like the home screen, it does not, and you're stuck in the portrait mode while you're in landscape. But most apps do work. I think calendar works. Yeah, calendar works sideways. So that is a little quirk that takes some getting used to, but hopefully in future updates they'll get rid of that. But overall, this phone includes really great features, and this is a great phone for anyone out there. It's a really simple to use smartphone, and it gives you the features of a QWERTY keyboard and Netflix and all the great features that anyone would want, including things like Xbox Live. So overall, this is a great phone, and I'd recommend it to you all. Once again, this is the HTC Arrive, and you can get it at Sprint with a new 2-year agreement for $199. You can read this review and others at wettechreview.blogspot.com. And if you ever want to send us anything to review or have suggestions for things to review, please feel free to email us at wettechreview@gmail.com. And as always, rate, subscribe, and comment. Thanks, see you next time.